Hi everybody, Jeff here, and welcome back to the CarBuyingTips.com channel, where since 1999 our team of consumer advocates has been both protecting and educating you, the American car buying public, in all areas of buying new cars, used cars, leasing, financing, and all of that. And you know, one of our top questions we've gotten over the last 20 years is, when is the best time to buy a new car? So we're going to examine that today for you. So when is really the best time to buy a car? There's actually a couple of different times. And let me just start by saying that if you have been to our website and you've read all of our guides, you know, our most savviest people who visit our website are able to get the best car deals around all day long, any day. We hear from people all the time telling us that they got a great deal on a brand new car. For that matter, just having the right information at the right time will save you the most amount of money. We also pulled some data that we researched a few years ago with the folks over at TrueCar, and we noticed that Wednesdays tend to be a good day of the week to get a decent deal. You want to stay out of there when it's crowded on weekends. And I always like to go in there when it's going to be fairly empty and maybe lean and mean for them. So after you've had a long, restful day, but they've had a hard day of work maybe, or just a long day of work, and they're maybe tired. So I kind of go in near the end of the day, when I know there's maybe 2 to 3 hours left of business before they close. Because if you do haggle a deal, it's going to take a little while to get the paperwork done and all that. So you want to leave a good couple of hours. Another good time to buy cars is whenever there's a year-to-year model changeover. And those typically happen. They can happen anytime, but typically anywhere from like August through November is when you start getting the new model year cars for the next year. And so those can sometimes be a good time because you're likely to see some rebates on the current model year car in order to get those out of there, to get them sold. They want them off the lot, and let's bring in the new ones. Out with the old and in with the new. What you're really here for is, what is the absolute best time to buy a car? Well, I can tell you that statistically, over the last 20 years or so, our most savviest of visitors to our website have reported getting the best deals on a new car during the last week of December, and even into the first week of January, up to January 4th, because for some reason every year that seems to be the magic date of when the rebates stretch over from December and then end in early January. And sure enough, folks, that's where we find ourselves right now. In fact, look at my tie. It's a Christmas tie. You should have guessed it by now. So this is the best time to buy a new car. And so why is that? Let's dive into that and find out why. These secret factory to car dealer incentives tend to peak around the end of the year as they're trying to help them get rid of all of these cars. Because let me tell you, come that first week of January, you don't want to be a car dealer in the year 2021 and still have model year 2020 cars sitting around. And also, your particular car dealer might be 1 or 2 vehicle sales away from getting some huge bonus from the factory, or qualifying for a better level of receiving some really choice cars that every dealer wants to get their hands on. So they might be motivated to give you a better deal. So remember to remind all of the dealers you're talking to that you're speaking to dealer A, dealer B, dealer C, and you've got them all in competition. And once they are in competition, the sales manager can now look at, okay, what incentives are we getting from the factory that maybe we can drop the price on this car some more to get it sold and get it out of here. And it's the end of the month and we'll qualify for that next level. And we're going to show you how to maximize your new car buying experience, how to get the most amount of savings, and how to haggle with the toughest of salesmen. We'll show you all the tricks that they can pull on you. We are going to help you level the playing field when you buy a new car so that you'll be able to go up against the toughest, shrewdest shark of a car salesperson. We also have spreadsheet tools that will help you determine how much the car dealer really paid for that new car and how much you should be offering the dealer. So this buyer's offer spreadsheet is what our most successful buyers have used over the years. Now, I want you to keep in mind one thing. Your experience to buying a new car is once every 4 or 5 years, maybe at best. But the people you're going up against are trained on this. They spend all year training for this. These people work on other people just like you, dozens of people like you walking in that car dealership every single day, and they're honing their skills. And your experience compared to theirs is nothing. So we need to get you ready to do battle here. And the first thing you need, folks, is lots of patience Don't just walk in there and say, I can't walk out of here without buying that car. I got to have that car. If the deal's not right, you have to be patient and you got to be able to walk. Even if you're disappointed and you're not getting that car tonight, even though you wanted it, you had it in your mind, you're getting that car, but you got to be patient and you got to be able to walk if the deal isn't good. Okay, so your journey to success in buying a new car starts here. So make sure you go over to our carbuyingtips.com website. And when you get there, you have to decide if you're buying a new car or a used car. And so we're assuming new, and we're going to go into here. So you just want to make sure that you read all of the new car chapter here. And I want you to read all of the sidebar items that we talk about. So you want to take a look at all of these other articles here and then see where it says next, how new car dealers pad their pockets at your expense. So you want to go through all of these because we teach you some of the tricks of the trade and the shell games that they're playing. And you just keep going through here. There's 7 chapters, essentially, and we give you more and more tips. And just make sure you read through all of the different sidebars. That will prepare you because, like I said, you have no experience compared to these guys. But we are about to fill you up, folks, with education here so that when you go in to negotiate with those car dealers, salespeople, you'll be able to be on the same level as them. And make sure you read every one of these chapters. Okay, also in your preparation of items that you're going to put into the folder, as we call it, we want you to start here at the home page, go down to the very bottom, and then look for useful resources here and see where it says free downloads. Right here is our free spreadsheet download section of the website. And of course we have a budget spreadsheet that helps you determine how much you should really be spending on your car. And hopefully all of you will use that. This is a used car bill of sale form, a 4-scenario loan spreadsheet where you can analyze 4 different loans at once to see which one you should be going with. But this is what we want you to download right here, this buyer's offer spreadsheet. So you just right click on it and save link as. And you'll want to say on here, enable editing here up where the protected view is. Don't be too alarmed by all of the cells on here because later on we're going to go through this real easily. You'll see it. It only takes you like a minute or two to fill it out. But at the end, it's a very smart spreadsheet that helps you determine how much the car dealer paid for the car, calculated dealer's cost of car right here, and then we'll give you the negotiated selling price, the price that we think you should aim for. Okay, so anywhere on our site where you see the True Car form, you can fill it out. And just as a disclosure, this is an affiliate of ours, and so we will get a small fee if you get a free quote through them, and that's what helps support our site, and that's what helps us to keep bringing you more and better guides and useful information and other tools and stuff like that. So we appreciate you supporting us in that manner. But let's take a look here. We're going to start off with a Ford. I want to just try the Ford F-150. Let's see, there's the F-150, and you can pick any zip code you want. So this will then take you over to the True Car website. So now here's the thing too, is you want to make sure, so for example, we're in 2020 right now, we're the last week of 2020 going into 2021, is if you want a 2021, you would click on this link here and view the 2021s. But we're trying to see how much we can get off the 2020s. Those are going to be the model vehicles that have the biggest rebates, the biggest discounts. This is where you stand to save your most amount of money here. Now, if you look real closely down here on the lower right, let me highlight this for you. It says there are 12 incentives you may qualify. So let's view them. So we want to make sure that we're set to 2020, okay, or whatever your current model year is. So let's view these. So these are the different incentives that are available right now. So this first one here is there's the customer cash. That's $2,500. But look at this. If you're willing to accept certain vehicles on the lot that they've already pre-selected that have this extra bonus customer cash, that will give you an extra $1,500 off. And then what if you're a college student? Well, hey, then you can get another $500. Now, some of these are stackable and some are not. And then there's other things too, where like farmers can get a $500 rebate. This one here, first responders can get bonus cash. So right here, this shows who all qualifies: firefighters, police officers, that sort of thing. So that could be another one, and that all stacks. And look, we're up to $4,500 already. And then we also have medical professionals, $500 as well, military. So you can see there's different ones that you may or may not qualify for, or that you may be able to stack. And here's one that's kind of off the beaten path that most people might not know what this is. And I'm willing to bet your salesperson might not even know what this one is called the Ford Select Vehicles Retail Trade-in Assistance Bonus Cash. So this is an extra $1,000 that if you're trading in a car, that allows the dealer to give you more for your trade-in than they would normally give. So what I kind of do is just give them the car if you're going to trade in. We normally recommend that you sell the car yourself, because you'll get like $3,000 to $5,000 more selling it yourself. But let's say you just don't want to sell it and you absolutely want to trade it in, then they'll examine your car up on the lift there, and they'll come back and they'll tell you what they think it's worth. And once they do, if you like it, then fine. But then you tell them about this right here, this extra little rebate here. And so here's all the conditions that you have. And most of these rebates say they're going to expire like on January 4th. So you do want to make sure you get in there before then. Sometimes they roll over again another month, but you don't want to use that as your backup crutch. You want to make sure you're in there. That's why we tell people to try to complete all of your deals before the end of the year. We hear from a lot of people who are telling us that, hey, New Year's Eve, I was in there before they closed and got my car. I was in there during the day on New Year's Eve. So that's the story we want to be hearing from you. All right, so you want to make a printout, folks, of all those rebates and put it in your folder. All the research and intelligence you have that you can get on these vehicles, you want to put those in your folder. When the salespeople see that you walk in there and you've done your homework and you have all of the market intelligence and everything, they're not going to be so successful against you, and they know it. And they're likely to drop many of the games too. All right, so I'm going to just come in here and I'm going to remove this particular one here, the $1,500 rebate. I'm trying to make it as common as possible, of the most common scenarios that I think you're going to go through. So we'll just use $3,500 as what we think our rebate is going to be on this, right? So we'll close that out. And what's good here about TrueCar is you can see, like, there's the window sticker price of the truck, right? The MSRP. But what they're showing you is what the average person out on the market is paying right now. That they're paying $38,000 for this vehicle, and they're saving $7,000 off MSRP. And I can tell you that over the last 20 years, folks, of doing this, the average buyer who's savvy from our website often reports saving between $6,000 and $8,000 off of pickup trucks and SUVs. And on cars, they often report saving between $4,000 and $6,000. Whatever vehicle, I would highly suggest you take the common configurations, because that's what you're going to find on the lots. So let's just choose an exterior color. Let's say you go with the Velocity Blue. And then your interior color, let's just say you go with black. And here's your three different popular packages. So you have loaded, you have well-equipped, and you have basic. So let's say you chose the basic there. So now here you can see a typical configuration of what you're expecting to pay here. And so that's why when you're doing your market intelligence and you're about to fill your offer spreadsheet with the correct information from what the car dealers have, you want to make sure that everything you have here, all the options, match what's on the vehicles on the dealer lot. So sometimes we'll research the dealer's websites first to see what are the common configurations of options. Okay, so now that you've got everything configured, you want to see the true price. And that's where it'll tell you what's happening next. They'll connect you to somebody at a local dealership, and it'll find all of the offers. And it's going to find whatever dealers are closest to your house. And here's where it's got other offers as well. So you don't have to just accept from one dealer. In fact, without even leaving your computer at all, without even setting foot in the dealership, you can be talking to some of these different dealers and getting offers from them on different vehicles. Okay, so we played a little bit more with some of the options on the vehicle here, and we come up with an MSRP, as you can see right here, at $51,000. And according to TrueCar here, it says the average savings here of $34.96 means most people are going to pay about $47,869 for this. So let's go ahead and plug this onto the offer spreadsheet. We just want to do a real quick guesstimate here to see how much the dealer paid for this and how much we should be offering them. Okay, so as we look at the spreadsheet, all of the items that are blue are numbers that you can change. Everything else here is calculated by the spreadsheet, and then some blue down here for dealer fees. Since this is an American car, we know the holdback will be 3% up top here. There's no factory to dealer incentives that we know of. There probably are some. We just can't get at that information right now. Fighting Chance doesn't give us that info anymore. There's no vouchers. Customer rebates, we're going to put $3,500, but remember, your actual rebates on this might be a little bit more, depending on how they stack. That's what you'll have to find out when you get to the dealer, is how those will stack up. We know that the destination charge on this is $16.95, and that's pretty much it. And we want to give the dealer a 3% profit. And dealers will accept this kind of profit all day long. For 20 years we've been doing this, and many dealers have responded back that they take even less profit. But 3% is a good amount to offer them over the dealer cost. Okay, so you can see right over here we're going to put $51,365. That's the MSRP of this Ford F-150 truck. And now for the invoice price, this is where it gets tricky, because sites like TrueCar and Edmunds don't really give you too much of that clarity anymore on the invoice prices of everything. So what we're going to just do here is, you can assume anywhere between 7 and 10%. So on the Ford, I'm going to assume a 7%. So here's what we are going to do. On the Ford, we are just going to assume a 7%. So we're going to take that number right there, 51,365, that's the MSRP, and times 0.93, which would give us 7% off, and that's our invoice price. All right, so 47,769 is our invoice price. And I'm just going to go put it right in there. That's about a reasonable estimate as we can get until we can find better sources for the invoice pricing, which most of the major sites pretty much stopped giving out in 2020. So here's where you can see the power of our buyer's offer spreadsheet, because right here at the very bottom here, you can see final selling price to customer. And this is $45,757. This is the number that you're targeting. So when you start to get those offers back from the car dealer, this is why having this offer spreadsheet here gives you a good sanity check as to where the price range should be. Now, as you look back up here on line 42, you can see where it says the calculated dealer's cost, and then line 43 is the fair profit over the dealer. That's the amount of profit you're giving the dealer right there, that 3% right there. That's how much they're going to make on that vehicle if they sell it to you at this price down here at the bottom. If they sell it to you for more than that, then they'll make more. So again, we don't really know here how much the secret factory to dealer incentives are on this vehicle, whether it's the end of the month here and they're this close to getting the next bump up in bonus or getting a better allotment of vehicles or something, and they might be willing to drop the price a little to get this car out of here. But this is how your strategy should work. Okay, now this is one of the oldest car dealer scams around, and I hate this because it's so prevalent at those one price, no haggle dealers that claim they're giving you their best price up front, which is a joke. But this scam here involves you getting the quote from the salesman there, and you can see the truck is worth $51,365. So he sends you an offer that's minus $3,500, which says $47,865, and you look at that and you go, wow, hey, I'm getting a great deal, right? Wrong, folks. You are not getting a great deal here, because if you look at this very closely, they are still charging you full sticker price for the car. All he did was take off the $3,500 rebate that comes from the factory anyway. It doesn't come from the car dealer. So it's time for the car dealer to give up a little bit too. You need to haggle with him first before you even apply the rebate. And this is one of the oldest shell game tricks that they pull over on you. Now, if this happens to you, what you need to do is confront the salesman and say, look, I know what you're doing here, okay? And it's a decent deal, but you can do a lot better than that. It's time for you folks to contribute to the savings now. So now, as you can see on the screen here, what we've shown you is the truck, the same price, the $51,000 minus the $3,500 rebate, and then you can see we made the dealer take off another $2,108. So now the total cost of the truck is $2,000 less. It's at $45,757. So is this a good deal? Yes, this is a good deal, folks, and this is how you do it. You don't let them pull those shell games on you. You pull it right back over their head instead and make them undo it. So let me reiterate, competition gets you the best price, folks. Make sure that every salesperson you talk to knows that you are getting quotes from other dealers from all over town, and tell them, hey, whichever one of you gives me the best price is going to get my money. I'm ready to deal today. Well, we certainly hope you found this video useful, and if you did, hey, would you do us a favor? Please give us a thumbs up down below. That tells us that you like us. And if you haven't subscribed yet here to the carbuyingtips.com channel, man, you're missing out on a lot, folks. You've seen all of the great guides that we have here on our website and the videos that we have for you, covering all areas of car dealer scams and things like that. And we also cover areas such as tool reviews, because you have to work on your cars, and we also do a lot of product reviews as well. And so you don't want to miss out on any of that. So make sure you click on that subscribe button down below. And when you do that, you want to click that little gray bell icon next to it. That tells YouTube to alert you every time we upload a video. Well, that's it for this week, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you all on the next one.